often say, don't they, that you're never really out of showbiz for long. You may put it on the sidelines by your bosses, but eventually you can climb back. Is this the case for the once respected US TV breakfast show host? Who am I talking about? Hi, good morning, Neil. Sean here in the very heart of London. Nice to have your company as ever. Lovely to see you. Let's all have a big wave. Whatever you're doing today, come on, let's be daft, why not? Cheer yourselves up. Yes, that's right, I'm talking to you. Now, today, as you can see, we're outside a wonderful venue, the London Hilton Hotel, used for many different films, in fact. Saw it recently on TV in a movie called Three Hats for Lisa, starred the British rocker Joe Brown. Yeah, and they used it apparently because it recently been opened then, I think it's about 50 years ago, and it was a great piece of PR, wasn't it? What a wonderful venue to be in, and of course movie stars went in there. As I often say here on the show, nothing is new. I remember reading many years ago about Howard Hughes and how he constructed the publicity for The Outlaw with the brilliant and gorgeous, who I actually met, Jane Russell. And when you think about it, it was ridiculous, but it was great in itself. Got everybody talking about her, made her a big star, amongst other things. We'll just leave that there. A little bit like our chat today, who we're going to bring you news about. This particular TV star was huge for about 25 years on United States television. We're talking, of course, about the Today host, Matt Lauer, until a few years ago, sadly, was removed. And I say sadly because, there's two sides to every story. Now, obviously he's a disgraced person. We're not justifying anything that he did. But as I say, we only have one version of events so far. His version has not really been allowed to be put out. But seemingly, while NBC TV dumped him after all those years, many people thought he was finished. Now, a lot of people like Matt, are incredibly rich because he gets so highly paid. I worked with Matt on a number of occasions doing links from London and also back in New York when I worked for NBC directly through him. So it was an interesting person. Interesting to note, though, that we both worked together with this particular individual as well, Pippa Middleton. That's right, NBC signed her just after the royal wedding. They thought that they were going to turn her into a star. That's TV for you, They spent millions of pounds on this particular project. Pippa, a delightful girl, took it all in her stride, knew she didn't want a world of TV. But, if people are offering you this sort of money, you're going to take it. It's as simple as that. Now, what was interesting was that we were asked, Matt was going to be doing the interviewing, and I think they took her down to a rodeo at some point, or something like that, and he did an interview with her about her move into TV. Never actually materialized, as I say. My job was to try and sort of give ideas and thought process to exactly what we could do with this connected royal, where we could send her, like Pippa in Hollywood, Pippa in Vegas. You get the picture. Never went anywhere. Now, though, Matt apparently is on the comeback trail, and he's got his eyes and sights set on Pippa for a rematch. Let me explain the reasons why. As I say, he may not be making a return to international television, but apparently he's got a podcast deal coming up and turning it around a lot faster than Meghan and Harry. Oh yes. What's interesting here is that if that particular deal comes off, according to my good source, he's looking for a rematch with, as I say, the one-time royal associate, Pippa Middleton. And apparently, I don't know where that particular deal is, but it would be interesting to get her perspective on that time and all that sort of stuff. I actually don't think she would do it, but then again, you never truly know in this world of television, digital entertainment, truly, do you? Matt himself, as I say, will use the podcast to give his side of the story. Obviously, it was a very difficult time for everybody concerned, so sympathies to everybody who was connected in that particular time. But either way, it's going to be a fascinating listen to Matt Lauer's podcast, if, of course, the American public and the world still want to listen. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.